Hello, DM Dango here with another review from the DM's Guild. This time we are looking at minor magics. So, minor magics. In minor magics, you get a collection of 10 spells for you to use in your Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition game. There are 6 cantrips and 4 first level spells for you to peruse and decide whether or not you want to use either all or some of them. Each spell also comes included with a small short story. Included as part of a kind of a taster, a tease of lore that goes into how maybe the spell was created or potentially how it's been used in the past by nefarious ne'er-do-wells. Each one is beautifully crafted and evokes the imagery that is intended for the spell behind it. A fireball, for instance, doesn't have the same effect as a bead of pure energy moving slowly across the battlefield and exploding with both concussive and heat force that destroys and incinerates everything it touches. Each of these spells is a story in its own right, and I could spend much longer than I should on each one. However, I will choose 2 that are my favorites from the 10 strong list that I included here. The first of which is Bigby's Authoritative Hand. The story that comes along with it evokes imagery of a pirate, a dread pirate more specifically, in negotiations with several people, bartering and trading in various ways, when suddenly another pirate comes up, accuses him of theft or stealing, or worse, betrayal. The dread pirate jumps upon the desk, strikes him with a spectral hand, and intimidates him into kowtowing immediately. It is an amazing and evocative imagery, and the spell does not disappoint. The spell evokes the same kind of imagery. You strike an opponent, doing 1d4 damage, not very much, but giving you advantage on successive intimidation rolls. It is a beautiful spell crafted only for the purposes of theater and roleplay, but an effective one, because intimidation can lead you from no fight to a fight, or a fight to nothing, to surrender. It is a wonderful thing. The other spell I like is a little more grounded in my wife's Disney obsessions. It is Fearsome Forest Friends. If you've ever seen a Disney princess sing to the forest and have the woodland creatures come out and obey her, you will know this spell well. Except for one minor addition. The Fearsome Forest Friends are not exactly passive. They are aggressive creatures and form a swarm of vermin that will attack your enemies for you. It is a wonderful thing to see, to think that your enemies are defeated by essentially what amounts to a large pack of squirrels. It is one of my favorite spells, and the imagery it evokes along with it conjures the Fey Court and how they would utilize their affinity to nature. In addition, every spell in the spellbook also comes with its own spell card to accompany it. A nice touch to see, especially when you consider that this DM's Guild product is the first one of the author has ever done, and it's only $1. Good value, I think. The stories alone would have been value enough, but the spells attached to them give them extra weight. The pairing is wonderful. I've not seen something like this, although it does remind me somewhat of Volo's Guide to Monsters, and the way that they are presented is not just here is a spell, but here is a story and how that spell interacts with the world around it. There are some small things that I would mention, though, that stop it from being absolutely perfect in my mind. One of the things is that a lot of the spells come very close to being unbalanced in the player's hands. Black Bolt in particular, the ability to suck the life force out of a person and grant that as temporary hit points, could see some abuses. However, I think that as a result of a reward as a player, to receive this spell as a reward would be a wonderful thing. a goal to have. If they saw an NPC or a villain use this spell and thought, can I learn that, DM? Might be something to work for or earn. A great thing to have. And speaking of villains, why not give some of these to your villains? They have great imagery associated with it. Bigby's authoritative hand at being used as the main villain against a henchman. Quite impressive. A spectral slapping of the fist you first think is, oh, it must be Mage Hand. But no, Mage Hand can't attack. This is something different. This is unique. He's given his villains unique spells and abilities. And then your players begin to wonder, what else do they have? What else is this villain capable of that I don't know and can't know? Oh dear. It's interesting. Matt Colville goes into why villains shouldn't always obey the rules. It's a good video. You should watch it. I'll link it down below. So, what do I give the rating for this? So right now, the author is currently doing some revisions, some final revisions after my initial review. I pointed out a number of small typos, and once those typos are fixed, I see no reason for this to receive 4 out of 5. It's not exactly perfect. I worry about the balance issues, like I said, but it's pretty close and pretty good. I like the stories. Each one is handcrafted, and you really get a sense of evocative imagery along with it. But, would you like a copy of Minor Magics? So I'm running a little contest along with this. If you subscribe, like, and comment to this video, I will choose from those comments one winner to receive a copy of Minor Magics. This has already been agreed with the author, and I hope to do more of these contests. Each time I do a DM's Guild review with the author's permission, I hope to give one of these copies away so that you can experience the same thing, the same wonder I did on reading these stories. They are beautifully and well written, and they deserve to be seen. So, thank you. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and to comment down below to enter the contest. Thank you. DM Dango, peace out. Hi, just wanted to do a quick update at the end of this video just to make sure everything was clear. I've spoken to the author about Minor Magics, and he has pushed an update out to correct some of the smaller typos that I mentioned in my earlier video. 2 of the spells had switched around descriptions. That's been sorted now, so the version you get on the DM's Guild should be all correct. I just wanted to make sure that that was clear, and that it definitely deserves its 4 out of 5 star rating.